Hi everybody, welcome back to Karidoesstuff. Welcome back to my model stream. Where are we? Here we are. Hi. Hi. Uno momento, por favor. Right, that's better. You don't want to see that. Right, here we go. Oh, come on. Really, you don't want to do this? That's better. Thank you, computer, for being so wonky. Okay, so it's been a little while since we've been on the old model bench here. Let me just have a cup of coffee. So I just have to kind of get in a groove, get in a kind of mindset to get model making again. Today we're going to be continuing to paint my horse from Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption 2, I should say. Now, it's been brought to my attention that the horse could be a Palomino. So let's take you over here and show you what we got so far. So here is the horse so far. This is what we've done so far. Now, it's been brought to my attention that the horse could indeed be a Palomino. So I've looked up a Palomino online with brown body colour, and I found that it's got white mane and tail. So I'm going to try and replicate that on this. It is going to be a Palomino. That is the plan. So, without further ado, let's get to mixing up some paints, because it's not a perfectly white mane. It's got a little bit of yellow in it, as I noticed. It's very, very slight yellow. It's kind of like a platinum blonde, you know, that you'd get a beach bunny bottle blonde kind of look to it. So I don't need that. That's my tote bag. What's that doing there? Oh yeah. So we're going to have a look at some of these colours and see what we've got in the way of paintable colours. Okay, so we got some white here. Humboldt acrylic 34. That's some white. So we got some white. Actually, this dark sand looks about the right colour. Let me bring up my picture. You won't be able to see it, but I will be able to see it. Right, so I think some dark sand and some white mixed in. What's this? Off-white. Maybe some off-white, actually. Some white with some dark sand. Just a smidge of dark sand. And then we can paint that on there. Great. That looks like it will do the job. Okay, so let's get some brushes out, because I'm not going to airbrush this one. This is going to be brushed, which is probably going to be a bit difficult because of the yellow that I put on there beforehand. So let's find some brushes in here. I've got a whole bunch of them. Anyone ever wants to know what to buy me for my birthday or anything like that, or Christmas, or I don't know, anything. Brushes. Always brushes. Here we go. That's not a bad one. Crappy brush, but not bad. I always have to buy new brushes. There's another good one. Yep, there's another good one. So, always be that. They're like socks for me. Weirdly enough, I like socks. Because I go through so many socks that people say, oh, I don't know what to buy him for Christmas. And I'll get him some socks. He'll love socks. They're like, what? It's just socks. Oh, yeah, you just wait. And I'll go, these socks? Fucking A. Saves me buying them. So I go through so many. Right, so here we go. We're going to put in this Blanco Succhio, which is, as I say, off-white. And then we're going to put in a bit of, just a smidge of this. Like that. Now the reason, and maybe I could do that a bit darker, because what we're going to do is we're going to dry brush on top of it some white. So just a bit more, a bit darker. There we go. Perfect. Right. So come here, Jose. You're about to get some painted. Oh, that's going on real nice. Whoa, very Palomino. Oh yeah, baby. We'll just make sure that we got the paint smooth and flowing in that same direction as the hair, because this is an airbrush, so we want it to look like the hair of the horse. So if we go the wrong way, the grain of the brush will be going in the wrong direction, so, and that will look disastrous. So we've got a nice Palomino colour going on here. It's really nice looking. It's not perfectly white. It's kind of the mid-tone. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because what we're going to do in a minute, once it's all dry, is we'll do some dry brushing on it. And I like the fact that it is still showing through some of the darker from underneath, because that's exactly what's needed to happen. I might want to get a smaller brush, finer brush for this bit, for these bits. So let's find a finer brush. I want to do. Ah, if I could get the protective cover off it, there we go. Hopefully the camera is focused in the right place. I lifted the height of the camera because the horse is quite large, so as I move it around you can still see what's going on. There we go. There's not much to commentate on when I'm actually doing the painting, but you know, it's fun to do. Oh. And you hate that when a sneeze suddenly creeps up on you. You've got your hands full. Oh, blimey. Excuse me. It's actually quite bright. Let me see if I can turn the brightness down here a little bit on the camera. I turned it up just a minute ago because I didn't think it was going to be... let me check here. Let me put this into studio mode so I can fiddle with the camera. Main bench camera. And not lose what I'm doing. And it's just bring down the brightness a bit, I think. Yeah, that should do it. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, still quite bright, but it is fairly white, so... The horse I was using for reference has got a really straight mane. Perfectly straight. It looks like someone has really taken care of it. It looks like it's like a spoilt horse. But as we know, this horse is from the 1890s. And it's a cowboy's or outlaw's horse. So I don't think he has straightening tongs or hair dryers or, you know, the time to spend really looking after making a horse's hair so fluffy and straight. So I think maybe I could also turn this off, couldn't I? There we go. So I think maybe he this is really looking great. So you may ask, how are we going to get the dark in there between the hairs. Oh, well, hang on. I got a rogue hair on the brush. Just snip that off. We'll just snip that off somehow. Right. So once this is all dried up, first things we're going to do is we're going to brush a wash into some of the recesses to try and darken it up. But I'm going to try and do it with not a black wash. I don't think that'll work. That'll make it look too dark. Okay. Right, now we've got to try and get in here and do the front of his mane. It's a really awkward thing because with miniatures, usually like Warhammer miniatures or stuff like that, you can handle them fairly easily because they don't get in the way of themselves. But this is the biggest kind of model like that I've ever painted. And you try and turn it around to get to a part you need to paint. You find that the back end gets in the way of itself, or front end, or banging the head on the table. It's quite funny. Okay, so so I can get underneath that part here. Sorry. There we go. I got it. That's coming out quite nice. There we go. There, that looks good. Zoom in a little bit. There we go. Right, we just got to do this side. Oh, getting there. Hello, welcome to Karidoesstuff. Welcome to Kari's Model Bench. I am painting a horse from Red Dead Redemption 2. Arthur Morgan is going to sit on it later on. But right now we're painting this Palomino. Trying to get the mane looking nice and bright as the base colour. Or the main colour. Before we do any highlights or washing on it. Oh, it seems to be missed up here, look. Okay, so that's that side of his head done. Now we work on move on to the tail. Oop. The tail's going to be a bit awkward to get in underneath him, but you know, we'll see what we can do. Oh, sorry. Okay, feel free to sound off in chat if you want. I mean, I'm not opposed to a little bit of conversation and a little less action. By all means. Okay. I will take a little bit of a smoke break while I'm looking at this. Now the whole horse has to be painted in flat colour. I say flat colour, I mean it's got the highlights of the tones of the skin, and it's going to have the same for the mane, the saddle and the face and all that kind of stuff. But that's just studio lighting. It's just lit the same. It just looks as if it's lit the same from every angle. What I want to do with this is something I've never done before. I mean, this is a whole series of firsts for me, actually, to be honest. Is paint light on there. So we're going to have light coming in from this direction, because that's the way he's sat. Sunlight is going to come in from this direction, sunset. And that's a reddish, orangey hue. So I'm going to have to try and spray some light colour on there. So hit the highlights and stuff. And then on the back side, on this side, it's going to be dark. So I'm going to have to put in some, like, spray it fairly dark. Or put some spray some black sort of shadow on it to darken it down a bit. Also underneath, I'm going to have to do the shadow of the horse itself against the back legs and all that kind of good stuff. So that's something I've never used to do, is paint light. So that is going to be a tricky stage. But what I'm looking forward to actually doing, I want to see how well that turns out, or not, as the case may be. You never go into these things knowing how it's going to turn out. It's always trial and error. You build up your skill set as you go. So I look back on some of my earlier models, and like for the cars, for example, the first one I done on the model bench, not on stream but on the model bench, was a Ferrari F40. The paintwork on that wasn't great. It was kind of orange peely. I didn't know why, but as you move on, you learn how to do stuff, and they get better and better. And you build up your skill set. So don't worry thinking that you're going to screw things up. It's always a learning experience. And if you do screw something up, it's not the end of the world. It tells a story, and as Bob Ross says, it's a happy little accident. It tells a story, and you learn from it. You're like, that happened last time. How can I get away from doing that? You know. Model making is always a learning experience. And even the most adept model makers always end up learning something from each model that they do. Well, I hope they do. No one's ever like perfect. You do see some astronomically good model makers out there, or some really good miniature painters. You think, oh my god, that's amazing, but they didn't like just get to that stage overnight. It takes time. You have to do a fair amount of these models to be able to get there. So if I ever do one of these 3D printed models again, which I'm sure I will, you know, I would have learnt so many things from it. I think I remember how to do that. Or I remember not what to do and what not to do. Oh crap, did I just smudged a bit of that? This tail is coming on quite nicely. So when I painted the main body of this horse, I also went through and done the highlights on the tail, but I didn't like the way it was going, so this is why I'm doing this. But that's the thing that I've learned now. Like, well, that didn't work out, so let's try it a different way. Let's try it with a paintbrush instead. You know, make it look more like hair rather than it was looking very flat. Now you got the grain of the paintbrush in it. Oh, you have still got some more paint in here. That's good. Thought I was running out of paint then. Thought I'd mixed up enough. You're not going to be able to really see this bit in here. Camera's not getting in there, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just painting inside. Laying it on quite thick because it's difficult to get into there to repaint. So that just checking that the mic was still working there. You hold this thing at all sorts of weird, awkward angles in order to get to it. You've got to be aware of. You've got to be aware of. Well, I've got to be aware of the camera as well, so you can see what I'm doing. But you've got to be aware of your face for one thing. I nearly had the horse kick me in the face. Right, that's getting in there. Yeah, it's his tail. Right, go around the other side. Oh no! See, now we got a problem. We got some. We got some on the back of his ass, which I want to try and get rid of before it dries. So what we're going to do there is get a cotton bud out, stop poking at shelves, and just gently wash it off. And just there we go. Great. Ow. Smacked my finger on the shelf above as I was reaching for the cotton bud. That hurt. But still. To think of all the stages that I've gone through with this horse is quite amazing to think of what I've been doing with it. I mean, it's taken so long because I've stopped and started. I haven't been continuously working on it. There's another bit there I need to clean off. I forget just how far I've come with it. From the point where I was trying to stick it all together and sand it down to make it fit. We've come a long way, this horse and I. Feel like I've made a connection with it the same way Arthur Morgan did in Red Dead. No wonder they had an affiliation for his horse. Go on, boy. Another bit there we got to clean off. Come on. Perfect. Oh, and another bit down here I see on the back leg. Good, good. Okay. Right, so that's now coated. That's now good. Let's put that in there. Put those in there. Right, so we now have this. It's my Palomino. If I turn this off, maybe that'll shut up a bit better. There we go. And a Palomino. Right, so now we've got to wait for it to dry. And wait for that light to come back on too. I'll wait for it to dry because we're going to try and wash over the hair there so that we can get some of the depth coming out of it. Just see how. Just to check that out. So I'm going to have a cigarette again. I would lay the horse down so you could see him, but then that will ruin the paint that I've just done. So I will just kind of show you like this. Oh, hey, Super Rivs. Yeah, these are acrylic paints. I used airbrush paints, airbrush acrylics for the shading on the flesh there, on the main body, and I'm using paintbrush for the hair to give it that hair look. You know, the grain of the paintbrush will make it look like hair. So, but thanks, man. That was the first time I've ever used an airbrush that way. Usually I've just sprayed flat colours, but yeah, that's the first time I've ever sort of used an airbrush to spray on low lights and highlights. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So how you doing? You at work today? Yes, that's what I'm going to do next. I am going to find a wash. Now, I've got a couple of them. I got a rust. Got that colour, which I don't think that'll work. No. That's exhaust manifold. Where did my other wash go? What a wash. I got a grey and a black. Now I'm thinking the grey will do it. The grey. The MS Paint variety. Oh, is that all you've got? Are you making more of your Super Rivs comics? Oh, yeah, cool. Remember, post those in the art section of the Discord channel. We love seeing those. Well, I do. And I'm sure others have mentioned them as well. All your art is done in MS Paint. Oh, cool. Cool. So we're just going to wait for that to dry before we wash with the dark wash. At each stage of the game, I'm always worried I'm going to screw something up. I'm going to screw something up here. I've just got to screw something up. It's just, you know, it's just what happens. Ringo Starr at your attempted a resurgence of MS Paint. Oh my god, that program. I remember that. I used to spend hours on that program when we first got a computer. I don't know how much better it's got or how much worse. Let me show you the horse from the other angle. Here we go. This is going to be the dark side. So once I've finished all the main color, this is going to get a light wash of dark to look like a shadow. Like it's on the shadow side. Not too much, but just to kind of to make it look like it's in shadow. Right. Let's just test to see how dry this is. Yeah, that's pretty dry. That's pretty dry. Right, so paintbrush. I want a thinner paintbrush than what I have been using. Right, so let's have a look. Thinner paintbrush. Oh, that one I do. That one I do for the wash. Boom, 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 boom. So is this your last day at work today? I hope so. Right, that'll do. Well, it's good that you can watch me at work at least. Okay, here we go. Washy wash time. Now, the wash will or should come off, dry off of the higher areas and just sort of settle in to the lower areas. It's already doing that to a degree. Let's just try and layer down gently. Last shift this week. Oh, last shift? What, forever or just? The hell was that? Thought I heard a banging. You wish. Ah, yeah, your book. Get rid of some of these bubbles on there. Yeah, some bits need a bit of a wash on there. Uh-oh. Ah! Ah! I knew there was a problem here somewhere. Whew. Right, good. Yeah, that wash is getting into the into there nicely. Oh, couldn't see that bit. Right, so now we've got to do this side. Well, paintbrush in the camera lens. Right, we've got a bit of an emergency down here. Right, gonna need a new cotton bud. Okay. How much are the paint these days? It's always quite expensive painting miniatures, but that's because the paints are... Yeah, I don't buy Games Workshop logos, paints anymore, because they were super expensive. I buy... I'll show you my paints in a second. I buy Vallejo, Revel, and that lot. They're much cheaper, but they're just the same thing. Right, so let's just let that dry. Oh, wait, is the back end dry? No, the back end still needs a bit of work on there, so we're just going to leave that for a minute. I'll show you the paint I've got. These are the acrylic paints I use for miniatures. Oh, I'm going to move the horse entirely, I think. I need a better way of storing them, but... So we've got, like, Vallejo model colours, and they're, like, a couple of quid each. At the most, we've got Model Air for airbrush. That's gold for airbrushing. There's some metal colours, Vallejo metal colours. They even do a game wash, so they're for game pieces like Warhammer. They're much cheaper than Warhammer paints. That's definitely for sure. I also have a whole collection of Tamiya colours for the paints for the cars. Sorry, they're also acrylics. So I use those too. Again, cheaper than anything's cheaper than Games Workshop, really. I think because of the, like you say, because of the logo. You pay for the logo. You pay for the name for Games Workshop. That's for sure. A medium storage silo. Yeah. Yeah. But they're not too bad. Just don't get them off of Amazon. There's some links on my blog that have better. That, you know, I bought a whole load of paints recently to do the my Apollo 11 Saturn V rocket, and I was going through the paints I needed, and some of the websites I had didn't have them. So I was looking at Amazon, and I just thought, oh, screw it, I'll just buy them all from Amazon. They're all there, but good God, they were like twice the price. So I spent the time of going through a number of different websites that I know and just picking out the ones I needed from there. And then just, if they didn't have any, then I'd buy them from Amazon. They're just so expensive on Amazon. You might as well go into a Games Workshop and buy Games Workshop paints. I had all the paints I needed in the cart at Amazon, and they were 86 quid. I went through the websites, bought them off of there. I spent 60 quid. So I saved like over 20 quid by not shopping at Amazon. If you can help it, that's what you want to do. I think we're actually taking off some of the paint here. I think I haven't left it long enough to dry, but it should be alright. Yeah, we're going to leave that a little bit longer. I know it's coming across as I've ruined it, but that's just the dark, because I'm going to go over it with a dry brush. Got to go over it with a dry brush. So we've gone from bright white to muted grey. But that's good. That's what we want. That's what we want. Just take that off of there. So we're just going to leave that to dry for a bit. Let's just bring her back. I know it's a female horse because it's got no testosterone. I've done a blood test on it the other day. Oh, coffee's getting cold. Right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a bit of an AFK and go and get another cup of coffee. Coffee's gone cold, so I'm going to leave you with my workshop camera. There we go. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yes, that is a good thing about acrylics. They dry much faster than enamel. I do prefer the acrylics. I used to use the enamel for the planes, but I was like, I'm not sure I like these. So, I don't even think I've got any enamels anymore. I used to do. Do we have any enamels anymore? No, I don't think I do. I just use acrylics. Oh, and there we go. Oh, that didn't work, did it? I have to bring that back. There we go. And I use. I use zero paints for the car bodyworks. These are actually same kind of paints that they use on cars. What are they? What is that known as? Oh dear, what do they call them? Just trying to look here. It's really paints for model makers. I can't remember the name of the paints that they use on the cars now. Oh dear, I've dropped one. I can't remember. Anyway, they're not enamels and they're not acrylics. They're actual car paint. So they're pretty expensive. But then again, you don't use them. You only use them for the bodywork. You see, the rest I use acrylics. And yeah, I'll get a nice. I've got a varnish to use on the acrylics on the horse, but I've used to find that the varnish is used to mute down the colours a little bit. So if you'd spent ages shading and dry brushing, you know what I mean when it comes to car paints. Yeah, it's off the top of my head, and I can't. It's in the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember what it is. It'll come to me. But yeah, the varnishes kind of mute the colours a little bit, I found. So I bought another one. So, yeah, they're solvent based. Yeah, definitely solvent based. You got to wear a mask and everything. I got one of my little Darth Vader breathing masks for that. They're not good for you. But like the interiors, yeah, there we go. I'll show it to you again there. Oh, I have to turn the camera off and then back on again. There we go. Over there in the bottom right, that's my 3D printer and my cure and wash station. Moving along a bit to the left, that's my airbrush area where I use my airbrush. Over here is my paint setup, where I usually mix up my paints or whatnot, or put stuff down. I've got things like funnels on the wall. I've got dry white marker boards so I can make notes. I've got all my grasses up there. If I need to do grasses, I've got all my shelves up here to put stuff when they're drying. Is my little picture frame of cars. Up there, I've got all the models that I'm going to do. More boxes of stuff. Boxes of stuff underneath. Yeah, that's my bench. That is my bench. And then just this bit here. I want to use a matte finish on the oh god damn it, print thing is. Yeah, I want to use a matte finish on the horse. I don't want it to be glossy, so I'm using a matte. I've got a matte varnish, so I'm going to look at those later on. We'll give it a go. Yeah, gloss shine isn't always desirable, but might keep the colour fresh. Yeah, I don't know. It's I bought boxes up on the shelf at the moment. I'm going to open those later on because most of that's just for paints for the rocket. So I'm going to leave that for now. Okay, back to washing. Let's get back onto the bench. There we go. Right, so I think we can wash some more of this. Oh, come on, down there, down that way. Don't go onto the body itself. That is a good wash. Of course, we all know what comes after wash. Dry. It's making. Oop, horse banged its head on the table there. Right, so let's try and negotiate holding this thing. Alright, I think we're done with the wash on the tail now. Just to try and get it in some of these little holes like that. Oh, up the right way. Come on, horse. Good, it's dripping onto the hoof. That's fine. Don't need to worry about that. That's good. Right, now I can put that wash away. Well, I don't need to put conditioner on my horse, if that's what you're asking. So, yeah, it's kind of wash and go to the next stage, which is dry. I always thought wash and go was a bit of a funny one, because in my naive mind, I was like, well, you're not going to go out with wet hair. You're going to catch cold. So, if we don't have to condition it, the next stage would be dry. So let's see if I can find my off-white again. I've put it in here now. I can't find it again. There we go. Game color off-white. So I painted the whole lot of kind of an off-white with a mixture of ducks or with a light sand in there. That was the base color. So now I'm gonna have to wait for it to dry, and then I'm going to do a dry brush coat on it, and that's just going to be off-white. So we've kind of got a bit of everything on there. We've got the base coat, we've got the wash for the darker, and then we're going to just go over it with a dry brush. So we're going to just leave that for a minute or so. Okay, not a problem. Yeah, there's usually a bit of a delay. It might be my end, actually, honestly. I don't know. Alright, so let's see if we got another dry container here. We do. Alright, so then this can go in a... I'm just going to be right back. I'm going to check my messages. It's all good. No one's left me a message. I mean, usually when I'm streaming, somebody phones me up. Because of course they do. Right, so we're going to get out. We've got an actual set of 4 special brushes for dry brushing. So we're going to get these out. And we're going to have a look at which one I want to use. This one and this one I think will do it. 6 and 4. So I've got to wait until that wash is dried. Shouldn't take too long. Again, it's acrylic based, so it should. Old brushes. No, no, no. New brushes for dry brushing. Special dry brush brushes. Gotta have all the kit, man. Most of my brushes have seen better days. That's it. Yeah, there are special dry. Let me show you again. Special, it says on here, look. Set of 4 special brushes for dry brushing from Expo Tools. I saw them and I thought, I'll give them a go. I'll give them a go. I've tried using one of them on car parts, and it turned out quite nice. I didn't ruin the brush neither. The brush is still pretty strong, and it done a good job. So I'm like, you know, fair enough. So they're pretty good. I keep them in a separate pouch just so that I don't get them confused with the other ones. But we still just got to wait for that to dry off. How long are we going for? An hour and 25 minutes. So it's not too bad. It's nice to have someone to talk to, Rivs. While I'm sat here waiting for paint to dry. You know? When I first started streaming my model bench, because what I would do is when I was making my models, before I started streaming them, I would put the TV on. I would have something on Amazon Prime or something like that going on, some TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer or some shit nonsense going off in the background. So that when I was waiting for paint to dry, I could just sort of sit here, have a cigarette and watch the TV. But good to have another voice. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad I can keep you company. So yeah, I just used to sit there and work on my model, and then just sit there and watch a bit of TV, have a smoke, waiting for the paint to dry, and then move on to the next bit. And then when I started streaming, I thought, well, I can't do that because people don't want to see me sat here just watching TV. And not only that, I can't stream TV. I'm not allowed to, you know. So I thought, right, that's out. I have to put some music on. So I put some music on the background. Well, I thought, what am I going to do between one job drying, you know, and getting on with it? So to start with some of my first model bench streams, I was flitting and floating between projects. I was like, right, now this is this bit of the car done. I've just got to put that side to let that dry. Now I'm going to move back to the horse, and I'm going to start putting these bits together. Now the car's dry. I'm going to get on with that. And, oh, it was so hectic. My brain was just like, stop! Focus on one thing. It's like, okay, I can't do that no more. So I was like, I can't clear my mind quick enough to be able to focus on one project and then clear a mind and focus on another project. I just can't do that. So I'm now just sticking to one project while I'm doing it during the stream, instead of flitting and floating while I'm waiting for paint to dry, because then I can focus on it. And if there's periods like this where I'm waiting for the paint to dry, well, that's just the way it is. You know, I can't move on without it. I just sit here and have a cigarette. You know? It's just the way it goes. But it's nice to have someone here to actually type to and talk to while I'm waiting for the paint to dry. Speaking of which, let's just check it. Yeah, it's not too bad. Just give it a little bit. Just give it a little bit more. I do have what I call a model dryer. People call it a hair dryer, but I don't get why you would want a hair dryer. But all right. I mean, I haven't got any hair to dry, so mine's easy. Just get in the shower, job done. You know. Okay. Let's start looking at dry brushing. Okay, we're going to pour out some white paint. This is a bit of a tricky one because with the white paint, I'm not going to be able to see whether it's super dry. Exactly, man. Like I just stepped out of a salon. It's really funny because I used to have long, like, down my back hair at one point, and I got all that lot cut off. I look like a hairy biker. I got all that lot cut off. I think I rubbed it all off. Look. Oh, it's coming off. The wash is coming off. I was a bit too vigorous with the cleaning of the brush there. Let's try that again. Yeah, that hasn't dried. Yeah, that hasn't finished drying yet. Alright, so it looks like we're going to get the model dryer out, because I'm not going to sit here all day. Hey, Z! Sounds still good either way. Still good either way. Good to see you, Z. How you doing? Right, no, I want to take that out. That's what I want. Gone. Right, I'm going to turn my mic off while I'm drying this, so because this is quite loud. Look, see, so we're going to turn that off. Okay, that should have done it. It's nice and warm now. Yeah. So actually what I'm going to do is use some of the old color, base color that I used, and dry brush some of that on first, and then go over it in an even drier coat just to coat the Well, let's see if this works. Yeah, tissue off of there. Come on. That's not coming out too bad. Not quite. A bit more. Now we're talking. Now it's coming out real nice. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Good for you, Z. I spent most of my day napping because I was tired. Oh, did you watch that? That was oh the no, you mean the KSP? Yeah, that was that went on for a few hours. That did. Yeah, you were with me along the ride. That was an interesting one, to say the least. Look, bouncy the camera. Oh. got some on the ear there, we can just rub off. There we go. Right. How is that looking? That looks good. That's true. Yes. Glad I'm keeping track here. There was a lot of there's a lot of swearing going on as well. When I realised how fast our probe was going and it wasn't going to slow down, I was like, oh crap. That looks pretty good. So it needs another. It's going to need a coat of white over it as well. A little white, just pure white. Well, it's like off-white. But that looks good for a start. Right, let's do the tail. See how we can do with that. Oh, that's probably might be a bit too wet. There we go. Oh, that was quite wet. I mean, just brush that out. God. Yeah, the highlights are really starting to pop out on this now. Oh, there's a bit in there that's a bit too heavy. To wind that one down. Right, okay. Oh, right. We got a bit down here we have a problem with. Another. Here we go. Oh God, that's not coming out. No, I've got it as best as I can. Um, Now the tail inside here is going to get coated with a black coat anyway for the shadow when that's done. So I'm not too worried about that right now. Not a deep black. Well, it might be a deep black because it's right there in the middle of the depths of the tail, isn't it? Right. So now we're going to go on for a full-on white. That the lighter as The light has to. Yeah, it does. Yeah, that is true. But if it's a display piece, I suppose it's totally. Well, I'm trying to paint as if it's facing into a sunset. That's what I want to do. He's going to be looking off into the sunset. You know, cowboys ride off into the sunset. You think so? Yeah, it's not too bad, is it? I'm quite happy with it. It's starting to have a real look of hair about it, you know? Doesn't look as flat. Yeah, it's coming out quite nice, I think. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh, crap. A bit of a missed brush there. I'll just grab this one and just work that out. Yeah, perfect. Like it didn't even happen. I say mane, it's called fussock or hemlock or something. Now let's stick with hair. Yeah, alright. Hair seems like a better description. Everyone seems to understand what that means. I'm not a horse person. I'm only doing this so I can sit Arthur Morgan on the top of it. Oh crap, look, I've already got a... Did you Google that? No, I'm about to. Fair enough. Tell me what it is as well then. Well, let's see if is Z still in here, or is she run off? She run off. Come on, click on the thing. Yeah, Z's still in it. Good, good. See her. Good to see her, Z. We've been missing you in SL for a while. I haven't seen you for a while. At least that my drunken brain can remember. Were you there? Where were you in SL last? I can't remember when that was. On horse, the mane is the hair that grows from the top of the neck of the horse or other equine reaching from the poll, and includes the forelock or foretop. Mane was right, yeah. It's become difficult to log in. Well, technically difficult or emotionally difficult. Just remember, we're all there for you. We like seeing you. We enjoy seeing you. Physically difficult. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, just to let you know, we do miss you. Right. Well, I think that is pretty much it as far as I can tell. We have definitely come a long way today from what... you're not at home. Oh, well, hopefully you could pop in at games night or something. That would be nice. It'd be great to see you. Anyway, we do miss you. I think there's a bit on there that I need to get rid of. Just... Okay. Fair enough, yeah. Well, we miss you and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Just take it easy, Z. Just know that we're there. We're there waiting for you to come back. Right, so here we go. Here is my Palomino. What do you think of that? Yeah, he's come out nice. I'm impressed. I like that. Yeah, empathize with your tiredness. See, I struggle with motivation a lot of the time. I was going to do a model bench stream earlier today, but I just couldn't even bring myself to get out of the chair, so I just took a nap. I'm like, nope, take a nap. We'll see how it feels afterwards. And here I am. There. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty pleased with it. I mean, the nice smooth body, the smooth coat of the body is, it is what a horse is, nice and smooth. And then you've got this, the hair isn't as smooth, it's not as cartoony, It's quite nice, it's quite well textured, I think. I like that. Yes. So, some more pictures of that will be taken, I expect. But I think tomorrow I might do some more. I might work on the face tomorrow. That's going to be detailed work. So I might work on the face. Get the leather, get the bridle and all that lot put in. So that'll mean having to get close detailed work onto the camera. But yeah, we can start getting into some of the detailed work on the face, I think. Blacken the nose a little bit. We'll have to spray that to blacken it up. But the rest, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. Now the Palomino that I'm showing, I've seen, has got a white stripe up its nose. So I might put that in, but I need to do the black first of the nose. We're going to do the black first, and then we'll stripe the nose. And then it'll be all down to the painting. Anyway, that's it. That's about 2 hours worth of work there. It's now 10 o'clock, I think. Oh no, it's quarter to 11. Are you kidding me? Quarter to 11? Wow, I better stop doing it. Going on for too long. Well, matey upstairs will be having a nut with me talking to myself. Right. Right, well, there we go. Yeah, time does fly. I didn't start it at 9 o'clock, did I? Did I start at 9 o'clock? 9, 10, 11? I guess so. Well, this is going to be fairly easy to clean up today. At least I haven't got an airbrush to faff around with. I can just pretty much just throw the paints in the container, put the container away, wash out the brushes. Job is good. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with what's happened. I'm going to do some more work on them tomorrow. I'm going to do the face. We're going to have a nice black leather around the face as a bridle, with some kind of golden metal work, I think. No, you can't watch me tidy up. No, you can't watch me tidy up. It might be therapeutic. It's not much to do. To be honest, I'm going to leave the brushes in there overnight, to be honest, I think. Just to get it all out. And I'll clean them out tomorrow. Everything else is just pretty much sorted, really. I've just got to wash out the my little tubs. And you won't see that because I just run them under the tap in the kitchen. So, yeah. I don't know what to tell you. Now, there might not be another stream tonight because I'm supposed to be doing some stuff with Duana later on. And it might have gotten too late already. But if she doesn't want to do it tonight, then I might put another stream. I can hear a cat. Yeah, that's my scamp in the kitchen. She's hungry. So I'm going to have to feed her in a minute. She's crying at me. She's like, I need some food. Why has Daddy not fed me? So I might be doing some stuff with Duana for an hour or two. But if not, then... Oh, actually, I do need some food as well. I'll see what I can grab for some food. So there might be another stream, but I don't think so. So if it pops up, it pops up. You know. Yeah, a little pushcat. I certainly will, see. I'll say hi to Duana for you. Of course I will. It all depends if she's had a nap today and if she's not too tired. Yes, I will do. I'll say hi. She's gone quite famous. How come she's more famous than me? What's going on? Everyone seems to like her, not me. What's going on? Alright. So, until next time. I say I might do some more paint on the horse tomorrow. After I've had my busy day. But I've got a conversation planned in for later on in the evening. So, But we'll see what happens. So just look out for my notifications, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching. When you keep talking about we can talk to you more often. Okay. Okay. Well, thanks everybody, and I shall see you all later. Take it easy. Have a good night. Bye.